You can't have a movie without a DP.
Rachel Morrison is the first woman in
90 years of the Academy
Oscar nominee
to be nominated
for cinematography.
Certainly, I think Rachel Morrison's nomination's a huge step towards just normalizing our presence in the industry.
I don't think I had any idea that it was going to be such a revelation to have a woman nominated. And I mean, I think none of us had really taken into account the fact that it had been 90 years and no woman had been nominated before. I certainly wasn't prepared to be thrust into the spotlight the way that I was. I think as cinematographers, we tend to be behind the camera for a reason. So it was not always the most comfortable place for me. But the amount of people, especially women, who've said that, that it meant so much to them and that it was inspirational in some capacity or kept, encouraging and felt like, okay, maybe this is a career that I can get into or hopeful or all of these things, it's been really meaningful to me too. I posted that at 6 in the morning on my way to work. I didn't really think about it. Next thing you know, my phone is blowing up and it's getting reposted by celebrities and all of these things. And if anything else, sort of reinforced the idea that I've become this public figure that I never set out to be. But I also, clearly it was a dialogue that needed to be had. I was taking what I learned from my first pregnancy and applying it to my second, and also applying it to the future and trying to figure out a way to dispel the myth that women can't work while they're pregnant. For some women, I think it's very important to realize that no two pregnancies are the same. So, some people have a much harder time, and if anything, they want to be able to take the time off, or they want to be taken seriously, or they want people to carry things for them, or that, and other women, for me, it was a very easy pregnancy, so I wanted to be able to work. And I didn't want anybody to tell me that I shouldn't be, shooting handheld pregnant or things like that. Clearly that was the dialogue that needed to be had, and not just for cinematographers. It was a rally cry that affected people. People came out of the woodwork, actors, actresses, sound people. I mean, it's something that women all over get pregnant and want to be taken seriously in whatever way that unfolds. Even the panel that I did this morning about the work-life balance, it's the panel that I wish I had seen 5 or 10 years ago. And as much as I hate the spotlight, I'm also trying to be the example that I wish that I had had. If we can figure out ways to make it more viable to be a working mother, I think as somebody who suddenly has a platform, I guess that's become my mission a little bit, so that it's not as hard for other people as it, on some level been for me, but I'm also just trying to make it work. You have to, I couldn't find an example, so I'm gonna try to be the example. And it's not easy. I mean, I think with any career, if you wanna have a family too, there's gonna be sacrifices that you have to make on every level. Sometimes the sacrifice is, I can't take a movie because of my family. Sometimes it's that I do take a movie and I have to move my family across the country, or, and uproot them a little bit. It's trying to figure that out and maybe do it in a public way, but hopefully to encourage other women that if you want to be a mother, that you find ways to make it work. I think there's a lot of people who for a very long time felt that they couldn't make that choice, that it was career or bust, and it doesn't have to be that way. But I think specifically the thing that I figured out is that as women, the one thing that's specific to women, because it really, actually, I should have been saying as a parent, the work-life balance is just as hard for men as it is for women. The thing that is specific to women is the biological clock. That for me, I wasn't taken seriously as a filmmaker or as a cinematographer till I was about 30, and I have till about 40 to sort of make a name for myself, from a career standpoint, to the point where I can support a family, and that's exactly the same as my biological clock if I want to have my own kids. I think it's a huge, huge, huge shift. I feel like it's exponential every year. In the last few years, it's like things are changing and changing fast, thank God. For me, I've spoken about the fact that it took me 7 or 8 Sundance films before I got a studio movie. And that was where I saw a little bit of gender disparity. I was seeing male counterparts shoot one successful Sundance film and suddenly they're doing a $30 million movie. That I'm seeing now with women, that women get those same opportunities. I know there's a whole movement now towards getting paid the same amount, especially if you're going to support a family. It'd be nice to make a wage that you can actually support a family with. But I'm seeing more women in the camera department, which is really exciting, you know, and it's not like you have to search really hard to find a female camera operator. Like, there's a wealth of women to choose from, and there's a wealth of female DPs and a wealth of female ACs, and it's a million times better than it was.